Oh, here we are. Yeah, that's it. Pick up something and drop 3 other things. That's the way it works. Turn on the torch, light up the flame, time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are, here I am to explain, to teach, and create again. I've got 3 cameras going on, and as you can see, the one just below me right here is up top of the of the torch, and then I've got this real dark one out here in front, which is basically right in front of the torch, but it's also got a nice shade on it. So you should be able to see what's going on inside the flame, which is what most people want to see. So I'm going to give it this, and I'm still trying to tweak where the camera should go, and we'll find out. Tonight isn't a live show, and it's not going to be very long. I was just sitting out here, and I thought maybe, just maybe, go ahead, and I've got a marble that I need to, matter of fact, I just sold it. I shouldn't really even touch it, but it has a little bit of rippling going on inside the marble, and if that ends up breaking, I'll end up replacing it completely anyway, but at the moment I am going to see if I can't do my magic and make it happen. Speaking of which, I will, though, turn on the oven, and that might help too. I'm going to go ahead and put that, and have a little tray or a little set of I set a couple of rods in the oven that I tray like a marble that I liked, but it wasn't quite as good as it could have been, so I put it inside that tray later on, so it will heat up and easy to find inside the kiln, so that all I have to do is just grab it and work it once it's warm. And speaking of getting it warm, let's do that. There. Now that oven's going to start getting warm, and I can start getting that marble ready to go. And with that, in the meantime, I'm going to let that go for about a good 10-15 minutes, maybe even a little bit more, to let it start to warm up. And I'm going to, I had it right here, start up the torch. And I'm going to work on another piece that I'm going to put it in the oven here real quick also. And it's a octopus that I did, but looking at it closer, I realized that there's about 3 or 4 spots that I could have eased it in a little better and melted it in a little bit more secure. So we're going to see what we can do about making, and as you can also see, with the one up here, I have a didymium lens on everything. So you should be able to see it a little better, but the only one that's really dark that I have a didymium lens and a dark shade on it is the one that's in front of the torch itself. So we shall see how this works out. I hope to not be too long in the process of making this. And yes, it should be pretty interesting. I'm going to warm this up. I did a cold seal right there at one of the legs or tentacles, and it's a matter of warming it in easily. You don't really want to throw it all into the mix all at once, as it were. Once it's nice and eased in, that should do it. A matter of just, I've got about 3 or 4 welds on it that I really want to make better. When I did it the first time, I just sort of, I guess I'm starting to be more in a hurry, and I shouldn't be. The more in a hurry you are, the more chances you could screw something up and not come out as high quality as it can be. Right. Now that wasn't too hard and too bad to smooth in like I wanted it to. It just, you put the flame in the right spot and it just smoothed it all out. And that's very important to making it smooth, make it an even. The better you can make the product, the better people will like the product. Oh, looks like I got two arm tentacles almost stuck together, but I don't think that they're stuck permanent. Yeah, that they're not. Just had to make sure. When I pressed it, it got a little snug. There we go. There we go. Let's see if I can get a little bit more inside there as well. I'm going to do a cold seal on the top here and see what I can make it work and do for me. I've been meaning, and I did one, and I want to know what you guys think. I did a video of me making a tobacco pipe a little while ago on this channel, and I should probably do some simple ones now. It was a tiki head pipe, but I should probably go, matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do. The tubing I've already done ahead of time, but I will do the link that I made tubing just like it, because most of the tubing that I do, I start out with 9.5 heavy wall and layer color over it, and then layer clear over that. So it's just a matter of seeing how it works. Right. And this is ready to, and you think I'd know what there they are, the tweezers. Just go ahead and pull that off, and I should go ahead and throw that in the oven. One of the latest ones that I just finished doing, and I'm really excited about it, I did a mermaid goblet, as it were. And the goblet, I will show it to you sideways, because that's about the best way to do it in this video. But I will also put one up on Instagram, put this up on Instagram under my name, of course, and my Instagram connection is down below in the comments area, not the comments, but down below in my bio on this thing. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Nice little mermaid goblet, and it sits really, really well. Can't really see it in the dark, but you can sort of see the shadow of it all. I need to get to the point where I can flip the shade up so you can see what it looks like regular, and flip the shade down when I'm working on it normal. And I will get to that, but it's still, like I say, I'm tweaking the cameras and still learning how to manipulate them, as it were. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yes, why not? Let's do it. This has got some moon blue tubing that I've done up ahead of time, and this one's just going to be a simple, well, why not make a dolphin? I'm going to make this into a dolphin tobacco pipe, as it were. And again, this is something that I've just started doing on this channel. And I did one. I'll do this one and maybe one or two more and see how they go. The tiki head pipe didn't get a lot of response. Could have gotten more, but we'll see. And this is cold off the shelf glass, so you got to warm it up evenly before you put it back in the flame. Still might crack a little bit. We shall see. I'm also going to add, I've got one oxygen concentrator on the mix. Let's go ahead and put another one on there. And you'll see the difference in the pressure coming out of the torch here real quick. And it'll get a little louder. There we go. Do a cold seal here at the end. I need to expand it a little bit right in here. Now I'm gently blowing in the tube to make it expand, but not like bubble, gum bubble, where I'm blowing it hard. I'm just sort of making the pressure a little bit more than on the outside air. That's all you need to do what I want to do. Now I'm expanding it a little bit and also bending it almost to a banana shape. Okay. Now that's the basic shape of the dolphin. And the bowl is going to be just underneath the dorsal fin in front. And where I'm pulling out right now is going to be where the nose is going to be on this pipe. Or on the dolphin itself. Okay, now for the time being, I will blow a hole out right about there, but for the time being I'm going to leave that sealed. And the idea will become, it's just better to keep the pressure on the inside as you're working until you put the bowl in and all the other stuff, but right at the moment, keeping it sealed is a better idea. I'm going to shape the back end of this, and it's basically, you can see the banana shape going on, and that's the shape that you need to get going. And it's gentle, you're not trying to force the tubing to do what it, you just gotta make sure it's pliable and move it, not pliable and force it. Still making the shape of the dolphin. I'm going to curve the tail out and behind it. Okay. Now I'm going to, let's see, I've got blue for the main part of the body. I think I'm going to do green exotic for the fins and tail and the dorsal fin. Let's see how that works out. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the front fins on here. And I made that dorsal fin using my fold and pull method. Makes it easy for me. Might make it a little more complex for you, but here we go. One fin in the front here. Fold and pull. Fold and pull a little bit, not quite to the base, but so it thins out, but it does the job. There's one. Looking really, really nice. Sealed in there really, really well. Now let's go ahead and do the next one, the same idea. Making sure that you're sealing it together to the glass really well. You're not just trying to stick it together, but it's becoming one piece of glass. Not two pieces of glass stuck together. That is your main goal anytime you work with glass. I am going to give this jade green eyes. Have some sitting right here, so I'm going to use it. There's one eye. The other eye. There we go. Now for the bowl. One of the things I am going to do before I put the bowl in there is right here, I'm going to sort of thin it out. But not blow it out. I did blow it out, but I sealed it back up. Almost. There we go. It's not blown out, but it's just ready to pop. That becomes easier if you do that now than trying to blow it out or try to pull it out, and you'll waste a lot more glass. But doing it the way I just did it, it really turns out nice and even. Now the bowl is going to be right in the belly of the dolphin. First I'm, oops, that ended up interesting. That was lit again. I blew it out by, I guess I took off too much of the gas at one time, but it was lit again by the heat or the gas combustion from the belly of the dolphin. It was pretty cool. Now to blow out the bubble hole here. Keeping the hole consistent while you're doing this is pretty important. I have a bowl push right here. It actually has a little dimple. I don't know if you can see that or not. On the end of it that you put in the hole, and that way it doesn't collapse the hole, but keeps it a consistent width and size as you punch in the hole itself. Okay. And here we go. This is not going to be a very big bowl, but I'm going to try to widen it out just a little, or deepen it out just a little bit more. There we go. And when you set it down on a shelf somewhere, you can see that it's not going to be as noticeable as a tobacco pipe. I call it stealth mode. Okay, now I'm gonna blow out the nose. That was quick and painless, basically. Just taking a little bit off. The rest I will shape. It's not conforming the way I want it to do, but we'll get it there. Okay, there we go. Round it out. It gets a little bit thick at the flare. Here's a trick. Where it looks, almost like he's got big lips and you want it to narrow down just a little bit. First you, never a piece of tubing the rod around that you want to play with to use it, but we'll get it there. First you create just a sort of like a flattened or a Maria going on here. Seal it to the end of the nose and just pull it out a little bit. That'll stretch it and become more even. Like so. And if you made it a cold enough seal, which I think I didn't, but it should bend it off and break right at, yeah, it did it. Cool. Broke off right where I wanted it to. And all you got to do is widen it just a little bit more. There we go. And now I'm going to try to put it back on at that same spot and fire polish it, but it's at this point it's right the way I wanted it to be. Flatten a little bit, seal it on so I can work on the back end of this guy. Now I could, no, matter of fact I will. I have it available. I'm going to use one of my, I usually use a cold weld, but I just realized I have this tool. So I'm going to hold on to it with that and work on the back end without having to worry about another cold weld anywhere. Okay. Warming it up. And, yeah. And just curving it a little bit more. And pulling it off right about there. And that's going to be a good spot for the dolphin's tail. And the mouthpiece for the smoking part. There we go. It's narrowing out really nice. And I'm going to pull that off. And I'm going to then... Now when you got a sealed compartment like that and you want the hole to be right about where that nip is, okay, what you do is you heat up just around the nip. Oh, it looks like I'm getting carbon buildup there. Just around the nip. And you pinch and pull real fast. Of course it's not going to work. And pull it out so it's really, really thin. And then you nip it at the thin part. And it is thin, where I wanted it to be. So I'm going to go and, you can't see this, but I'm going to take a pair of wire cutters and nip it off right about there. And that gave me just a big enough hole that I can flare that out to where I want it to be. Not a big hole, but it will be once I get going on it. Here we go. This is a nice little flare. Get inside a smaller hole than I've got. Oh yeah, that's going to do really, really nice. There we go. Oh, we stressed it out a little bit, but I'll warm it back in and get that. There's a little bit of a crack going on. I'll get back to that. It's not out of the flame yet, let's put it that way. The green exotic I was using earlier is... That's got to be it. This will work anyway. No, that's not it. Where is it? There it is. No. No, it either. There it is! Snake, it wasn't going to bite me. It was hiding. Okay. And here we go. What I do again is that fold and pull. Fold it over, pull it out. Fold it over, pull it out. It's just a matter of making sure that the glass is flowing when you're doing that. Don't fight it. Don't stress it. One more. And there is... Alright. Sort of collapsed in on itself. Got kind of funny. Sometimes it does that. Gets away from you. There's one. Make sure you're sealing it together well is very, very important. The wall thickness is still good too. Very important. Fold and pull. Fold and pull. Fold and pull. And pull it out. Okay. Now there's a crack in it that I have to see about attending to. So I'm going to make sure it's going to sit well. And it looks like it will. There you go. Now I'm going to get a cold weld seal on it because I'm going to have to heat up the whole thing really, really well. Into the dorsal fin is probably the less stressful. It's just making sure it's going to stay there without it breaking and cracking off. There we go. I'm warming it back in because there's a crack in there that I want to seal. And this should do the job without too much trouble. It wasn't really that cold yet. What I'm doing is heating it all back up and just sealing up where the crack was. Wasn't that obvious to most, but a glass blower that's done it a few times can look at it and say, oh, that needs to be fixed real quick, and it can be fixed real quick, which I did. I don't know if you can see this or not. Fire coming out the back end of the dolphin. You saw that? No. Oh, what is that in the way? Oh, that's the camera. Sorry, guys. Oops. It's narrowing down a little bit too much. I've got to widen it up again. Of course. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and it narrowed down a little bit more than I wanted it to. There we go. That ought to do her. Ouch! That was stupid. Using both sides to flare with and my fingers in the middle, which got a little bit warm, but doable. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that clamp on the back end for a little while. Pull it off at the dorsal fin. Tighten it up a little bit. There you go. Just making sure there is no more cracks, which there isn't, which is good. And that's ready to go in the oven. And by now, that other piece that I was going to work on, the marble, has been in the oven long enough and warmed up quite nicely. So I should be able to just grab it out of there, smooth it off, and put it back in there just as fast as it was grabbed out of there practically, which is what I wanted to do. Okay, I needed this, which is the marble mold. Drop it down in there. Oh, come on. Let's try that one. Yeah, here we go. This will work. Cold seal. Just enough to hold on to it for a couple of seconds. That's all I need. I've gotten better lighting since I did this marble. And there's a lot of ripples going on right inside the marble as I spin it round, and you see that that's part of the tricks. You look at the lighting, and if it's going ripple, 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 then you've got some dents on the surface that need to be smoothed out. And you do it until you don't see the ripple, ripple, ripple as bad, which is what I'm finding. No more. And I will go ahead and, since I've done this side of the marble, I will... Oh yeah, nice, rounded and smooth, not so many ripple, ripple, ripples going on. And now I'm going to do it to the other side. Cold seal. Tap it off. Now work on this side. And it's not really that bad either, but like I said, I just wanted it a little bit better marble going on. Because I can, that's why. Yep. Tap that off in the mold. Where I had the cold seal is at the top, and I should be able to smooth it out really, really quickly. And you saw how fast that was done. It was just a matter of just some touch up to a marble to make it look even better than it was before. That's the cool thing. Sometimes taking that extra 5 or 6 minutes is worth the extra 5 or 6 minutes. And sometimes you're busy and you don't realize it, but once you look at it and say it could be done a little bit better, especially with marbles, it's really easy to put it in the oven, get it up to temp, bring it out of the oven, smooth it out, and put it back in the oven. That quick. It's just a matter of taking it out, doing it, and putting it back. That's it. Well, that one tobacco pipe and that marble is what I wanted to show you tonight. I hope you enjoy it. And again, if you have any questions or would like to see a future show on a tobacco pipe in particular, like I can do sea turtles, seahorses, dragons, so on and so forth. And just request and I'll see what I can do. Until next time, as always, carpe vitro, and enjoy your day. Thanks, guys.